Today we're talking about the Snicket, the mutant berserker, the Canadian knucklehead, the Wolverine himself. But instead of going back and doing all the great performances that Hugh Jackman's turned in, we're going to go all the way, fast forward to the end. Logan. Logan was a groundbreaking movie for the Wolverine franchise. It was the conclusion. It was different in rating. It was rated R, so we got to see what Wolverine was truly capable of with his, claws. It was very different in tone as well. It was more of a serious, more of a kind of, I don't know. It reminded me very much of Unforgiven. You've seen the Western with Clint Eastwood. It was kind of his conclusion in the Western genre. So it's kind of the way they went with this one. And Logan does actually have a very Western theme and tone. So that was very cool. Logan came out in 2017, I believe it was. So it's been out for a pretty good while. But it stands as one of my favorite Wolverine movies. And but yeah, Hugh Jackman's back as Wolverine. Patrick Stewart's back as Professor X, who kind of has a little bit of dementia, which makes for some comedic scenes, but also some very emotional, dramatic scenes as well. And Boyd Holbrook turns in a performance as the villain, so he does a very good job. And the new up-and-comer Daphne King kind of plays this young mutant that Wolverine has to reluctantly kind of take guardianship over and transport across country, much to his dismay. And but yeah, Logan, really good movie. Some great action scenes. Like I said, it's rated R, so he can kind of let loose, and you can kind of tell what Wolverine's capable of when he's slashing, hacking, and stabbing his claws, And let's see. So like I said, it's rated R, and it's a very emotional story, which was different from any of the other Wolverine, X-Men movies, and all of that. It's got some very, very emotional parts in it. So, if you're a fan of the Wolverine movies, don't go into this one without bringing a hanky, because you will be using it. So yeah, we pick up years into the future after the X-Men has been pretty much wiped out, and they explain why that is. And Wolverine, Professor X, and another mutant, I'm trying to think of what his name was. Anyway, there's another mutant that's played very well by Stephen Merchant. And anyway, they're living, south of the border, I believe it is, and kind of in hiding. Old Wolvie is kind of taking odd jobs as a chauffeur for a limousine. So we find him kind of on the bottom rung, the low of the low right now, taking these jobs, kind of saving up money so they can go out to sea. But yeah, we find him there, and he kind of stumbles across this young girl and has to kind of become her protector slash chauffeur. And he's in a bad way. The adamantium, I guess that's what you call it, that the military had put into him years ago, is sort of taking its toll finally, and poisoning his body. So he is not by no means, shape, or form in any kind of good condition to be fighting or anything like that, but he does so anyway. And so yeah, he's having some health problems. He's old, and they even make Hugh Jackman kind of gray and old looking, which was cool. But he still, when he lets loose, he can still tear up some folks with them claws. Like I said, Professor X is back, and it's interesting because he has telekinesis, the mind control type deal, but his mind is fractured with dementia, and so they're kind of perplexed with the problem of him not being able to control his abilities, and it affects the people around him, which is very dangerous. And so he's having to stay on a daily regimen of drugs to kind of keep that in control. And yeah, it's just a good movie. It's rough, very rough, which is different for X-Men and Wolverine movies. But I'm trying to think. I believe it was on Hulu, but I'm not sure if it still is. If you hadn't seen it, you can buy it, rent it on Amazon, Vudu, Apple, the whole works, all that good stuff. It's loosely based on the comic run for Wolverine called Old Man Logan. Now, if you've watched the movie and you're a fan of Wolverine, I highly recommend that you go on your Kindle or go to Books A Million or whatever and find Old Man Logan and read it, because it's, like I said, loosely based on this. They obviously had to omit a bunch of things due to Marvel rights and all that sort of deal that was still going on. But it is a good comic. It's loosely based on, this movie's based on it, so it's kind of, they get to pull a little bit out of that, but not a whole lot. Yeah, Logan's a good movie. Check it out. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it, every time I catch it on TV or anything like that. Do not watch it with the kiddos. It may be an X-Men Wolverine comic movie, but it is rated R for a reason. It is graphic, violent, and at times gory and bloody. And there is some language. Wolverine has a bit of a potty mouth in this movie, so not good for the kiddos, but it's a good movie for the grown-ups. So check it out. And yeah, me and old Wolvie Funko, we give it a head bobble. Yeah, it's good. Check it out.